The Galactic Council had made their decision with cold certainty. Humanity's expansion had been too aggressive, too unpredictable. They needed to be taught humility. Kepler 438b, announced Counselor Zex Thor, his mandibles clicking with satisfaction. Surface temperature averages 240 degrees. Atmospheric pressure 30 times Earth standard. Storms that would tear apart Durasteel. Volcanic activity on every continent. Native predators that evolved in conditions no civilized species would dare approach. The other counselors murmured their approval. It was perfect. A hell world that would break the human spirit. Peter Chen stood before the council, humanity's appointed representative, his face unreadable. "You're exiling us there?" 5,000 of your kind, Zex Thor confirmed. "You have one standard cycle to prepare. Consider it corrective education." Peter smiled then, a strange expression that made several counselors shift uncomfortably. "We'll send you a postcard." Kelly Martinez stepped off the transport onto Kepler 438b's scorched surface, immediately feeling the weight of the atmosphere pressing against her suit. Around her, 4,999 other humans were unloading equipment, already shouting plans and specifications to each other. "They really thought this would break us?" Someone laughed nearby. Kelly grinned behind her helmet visor. She'd volunteered for this. When the council's sentence came down, humans hadn't protested or begged. They'd held a lottery. Millions had applied. Peter approached, datapad in hand. "Engineering team, how's it looking?" "The volcanic vents are perfect for geothermal," Kelly reported, pulling up her survey results. "We can have power within a week. And the atmospheric density? Once we set up the right filtration, we'll have more oxygen per breath than Earth. The storms? Predictable. 12-hour cycles. We build during the calm periods." Kelly pointed to the horizon where lightning arced between clouds the color of bruised flesh. "Actually, the electrical discharge is incredible. We could harvest it." Peter nodded, his eyes already distant with calculation. "The council gave us basic survival equipment. They have no idea what we can do with basic equipment." 6 months later, Counselor Zex Thor received the first communication from Kepler 438b. He expected pleas for rescue, tales of suffering, perhaps even admissions of human weakness. Instead, his screen filled with an image of Peter and Kelly standing atop a crystalline structure, both without environment suits, smiling broadly. Behind them, he could see buildings, impossible buildings that seemed to grow from the volcanic rock itself. "Greetings from New Vesuvius," Peter's voice was cheerful. "Just wanted to update you on our progress." The video shifted, showing humans swimming in what appeared to be liquid magma, protected by thin thermal suits. "The lava pools here are amazing for geothermal baths," Kelly narrated. "Perfect for relaxation after a long day of construction." More footage followed. Humans riding the native predators, 6-legged beasts the size of elephants with crystalline armor. "They're actually pretty friendly once you establish dominance," a rider explained. "We call them hellhounds, great for transportation." Storm surfing had become a sport. Humans in specialized suits rode the atmospheric waves, using the incredible winds for entertainment. The city they'd built, New Vesuvius, sprawled across a volcanic plain, its architecture incorporating the Hellworld's natural features. Lava channels had been redirected to power the settlement. The crushing atmospheric pressure had been harnessed to create massive forges. The toxic clouds had been filtered and converted into breathable air with enough left over to export. "The council sent us here to suffer," Peter said, looking directly into the camera. "Instead, you gave us a challenge, and humans love challenges." Kelly appeared beside him, holding up a glossy brochure. "We're opening tourism next quarter. Extreme sports, volcanic spa treatments, crystal mining expeditions. The Galactic Council members get a 10% discount." The video ended with a panoramic shot of New Vesuvius at sunset, a thriving city glowing with geothermal light, humans moving freely through streets that shouldn't exist, on a world that should have killed them all. Zexthor stared at the screen in disbelief. Within hours, the brochure had spread across the entire galactic network. Other species were already making inquiries about visiting. The Hellworld that was supposed to be a prison had become a destination. The council convened in emergency session. "They're thriving," one member hissed. "We sent them to die, and they're thriving." "They're advertising," another added weakly. "Taking reservations." Zexthor pulled up the latest reports. Human engineers had established 6 more settlements across Kepler 438b. They'd domesticated 3 species of native predators. They'd discovered that the planet's crystal formations had unique properties useful for faster-than-light travel. The Hellworld was becoming valuable. More disturbingly, other species were starting to look at humans differently, not as reckless upstarts who needed correction, but as the only species that could tame the untamable. A new message arrived from Peter. "By the way, we've officially renamed the planet. Welcome to Prometheus. We thought the name fit, bringing fire and all that. Also, we found 2 more Hellworlds in the neighboring systems. If the Council isn't using them, we'd like to put in a colonization request. We're thinking ski resorts. The acidic ice formations would be perfect." Zexthor slumped in his seat. They hadn't broken humanity's spirit. They'd given them a playground. 1 year after the exile, Kelly stood atop the tallest structure in New Vesuvius, watching the first tourist shuttles descend through Prometheus's violent atmosphere. Beside her, Peter was reviewing expansion plans. "You know what the best part is?" Kelly asked. "What's that?" "They thought they were punishing us. They still don't understand." She gestured to the thriving city, to the humans who'd turned hell into home. "We're the species that looked at our own planet, with its hurricanes and earthquakes and predators and diseases, and said this is fine. We're the species that went to space in rockets that were basically controlled explosions. We eat capsaicin for fun, Peter. We invented extreme sports because regular life wasn't dangerous enough." Peter laughed. "They sent us to a hell world." "They sent us to a theme park," Kelly corrected, grinning. "And now they're buying tickets." Below them, the first alien tourists emerged from their shuttle, staring in wonder at the impossible city humanity had built. In the distance, another storm was brewing, beautiful, terrible, and perfectly scheduled for the evening storm surfing exhibition. Humanity hadn't just survived their punishment. They'd turned it into a business model.